Hello everyone. Looks like we're about to get started already. So let me make sure. Wumax has just told me not to watch him while doing the commentary. Alright, let me get my stream up on my phone so I can see everything. And put the link in ESRL. There we go. All sorted. Okay. I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to grab my laptop from upstairs so I have two screens. And we're back. Welcome in everyone to the Dutch Grand Prix in ESRL. If you haven't watched ESRL before, this is a league where no one runs any assists, no racing line, no ABS, no traction control, nothing. So all these drivers putting in a really good shift. And it's a very tough league to do well in, so the leaders have to be commended. And at the moment, that is NER Ayrton. He is the man to beat. He is absolutely on point this season. Definitely the fastest car on the grid, at least in the first two tracks, and he's been very consistent as well, and a good racer. Depression E17 here. Yeah, I know the feel, man. I know the feel. Yeah, you saw what happened to me in that race as well. But I'm not going to make this all about me. This is about ESRL. And the Dutch Grand Prix. The Netherlands, of course, are very a tough track, Zandvoort. A tough track to get right, especially with elite settings. So we'll have to see how our drivers do today. ESRL, as I keep pronouncing wrong, as Rick keeps telling me, but I do my best with his name. But he's in the Haas. He's on the soft tyres, and he's going to do our first lap round towards this really good banked corner around here. He's gone a bit late into there, a bit deep. He's taken the real F1 line, which isn't as fast in virtual F1. Hello Zuba, hello Major, good luck today on track, mate. To both of you, actually, good luck. Hope you both have some good races. As ESRL comes through, it's been an okay lap so far. He's been deep a few times and been a bit hesitant on some corners, but with elite settings, it's, you know, it happens, especially in qualifying. You've got to be absolutely on the limit, and it's really hard to find that limit with no racing line. Here comes ESRL down towards the last corner, flat out through there. Hugs the inside line, comes up to the line. It's going to be a 1 minute 11.6 is going to be the initial pace. Next across the line is going to be Patty Pat, I believe, unless he is not on a lap. I think he is. He's on the mediums. Here he comes down to the line. Patty Pat in the Aston Martin. Is he going to be anywhere near that 11.6 on those mediums? No, he's not. It's going to be a 12.5, which isn't too bad actually on the mediums. It's not too far off ESRL. Who was on the softs. So Just a quick look at the championship standings. While we wait for people to come across the line, because no one else is really anywhere near the line at the moment. So the Drivers' Championship, we've got NER Ayrton, as I said, on 50 points. 2 wins from 2 races. He is unstoppable at the moment. And then we've got H. Geno, because of course ESRL used to have 2 tiers for the first 2 races, and then they decided to merge the tiers after that, and H. Geno was the tier 2 leader. So he's currently, when they merged the tiers, they carried the points over from tier 2. So H. Geno is currently in P2 in the championship. He's got 46 points in the Ferrari. Amir, our reigning champion, is P3, but as I say, that Avi, the runner-up from last season, goes into provisional pole with an 11.009, very, very close to breaking that 1 minute 11 barrier. Speed Alcoholic goes on a 11.6 on the mediums. So Speed Alcoholic, he's always one to watch. Here comes Amir on the mediums as well. He's well off the pace at 114.1, the reigning champion. He's going to need to do a bit better than that. Who else? DMV Assassin is coming across the line for his lap. It's a 12.3, not a bad lap from the Ferrari driver on those medium tyres. A lot of drivers opting for the mediums in qualifying today, which is an interesting strategy call. We'll have to see if it benefits them, or if they'll stay on the mediums, or if they're just doing a lap on the mediums to get to grips with the track, especially with elite settings. It's easy to take it for granted, and it's a lot easier if you get a lap in first on the medium tyres and then come back out on the softs, and then it feels so much better. But here comes Rick in the McLaren across the line on the softs. It's 11.6, so he goes into P4 for now, just 0.005 of a second behind Speed Alcoholic, who's in a Mercedes today. Is he always in a Mercedes? Speed Alcoholic. Oh, he is in a Mercedes. I could have sworn he was in a McLaren, but anyway. Major Desola, I think it's Desola. He comes across the line in a 12.3. He's definitely going to be wanting to improve on that. He's currently sitting P4 in the championship, the Alfa Romeo driver, so he's always got some good pace, Major. Maybe he doesn't like the Netherlands. Who knows? We'll have to find out, see if he does indeed improve on that lap. Who else is out on track? We've got Womax. He specifically requested that I don't watch him, and indeed he's seems to have messed up his first lap, so he'll be going again. Zuber comes across the line. This looks like a decent lap from Zuber in the Alpine. It's an 11.9, puts him in P6 for now. And Amir has gone so much better, an 11.4 on those medium tyres. Didn't even notice that. Zuber has retired from the session. Yeah, that's unfortunate for the Alpine after setting a decent lap, so he's going to drop down the grid when everyone else sets their laps. But Amir on the mediums, an 11.4. He's into P2 in the on the grid at the moment. So he's looking very, very fast after a disappointing first lap for him. Looks like we've got an Alfa Romeo. Is that Major coming across the line for another lap? No, he's coming into the pits, so not unexpected. Neil has lost his entire front wing in that Mercedes, so he's definitely going to be coming back into the pits. Unfortunate for him. Looks like the laps have kind of settled for now. Neil's got Lewis Hamilton's helmet, which I think is probably because he joined the session late, I think that's why. Got Womax coming across. Oh, he's invalidated just as I switched over to him. I'm so sorry, Womax. That's got to be my fault. Soft tyre will be the top times as the fastest tyre. Well, yeah, that's the deal, isn't it? If you're on the softs, you're going to be faster, but those we've got a wheel in the middle of the track. But if you can start on the mediums, if you can get in the top 10 on the mediums, then you can go for a different strategy, and maybe that's what some of these guys are going for. Maybe they're going for a different strategy, or maybe they're just, as I said, getting a lap done on the mediums and getting to grips with the track, and then they're going to strap on the softs later in the session and set a proper qualifying lap. So we'll have to see. Zuba, what happened, man? Tell us what happened. As we ride on board with Womax. He told me not to watch him, but I think I've jinxed him already once. Surely I can't jinx him twice. He's purple through Sector 1. And he comes towards Sector 3. Around the final few corners, gets a bit on the curb, a little bit too much. He'll have lost some time there as he rounds the final corner, hugs the inside of the corner. It's a decent lap from Womax, maybe. Yeah, 12.1. It's not bad at all on those medium tyres. So I think Womax will be decently happy with that. The curbs are killer on this track, sense of the shadow whelm. Yeah, absolutely. It looked like you went around sort of turn 2, turn 3-ish. So yeah, those curbs around there are brutal. So no shame in that at all. Here comes Ted, one of the league admins in the McLaren. He's not typically on the pace with the top guys in ESRL, but he's usually fairly at least consistent in terms of his driving, but that's very tentative through there. So that's going to lose him at least, I'd say, 5-6 tenths, if not more, through one corner alone, and very wide through there as well onto the DRS straight. Can Ted nail his final sector? I wonder. NER Ayrton goes at 10.0. I did say NER Ayrton is the man to watch. And there we go. A full second clear of the rest of the grid. That is how you make an entrance. Hasn't set a lap up until now. Straps on a set of softs, gets out on track. Bosh, a second faster than everyone else. So, yeah, Ted goes into P12 with a 13.1 for now. He's going to be hoping to improve on that. Plevs is going out on track now. He's currently sitting P... I think they might have forgotten to put him on the standings, because he's not on the standings from what I see. Unless he's a reserve. I guess he's a reserve. Regardless, Plevs has been doing really well the last couple of races. The first race of the season, he was doing fantastically, got a really good qualifying position, and was racing really well, and then just, well, bottled it is all I can say. So he's going to be hoping to do a little better than that today, but he did have a good race too. I think it was P2 and nearly managed to catch NER Ayrton, which is, well, one hell of an achievement if you can do it. So round comes Plebs. Ted's probably intoxicated. No, yeah, I know, 100%. I know fully what you're talking about. I have been in parties with him. He is likely. It seems very likely. Speed Alcoholic goes into P2 with a 10.8. Meanwhile, he's still 8 tenths off NER Ayrton, though. Jeff telling you what oversteer is. Yeah, he does that to everyone. Here comes Plez, all right on board with the Alpine as he comes through lap 1 today. Up towards sector 2 now. Got to really commit to this corner. You've really got to just hold it in 6th and go all the way around, and he's done that fairly well. He's gotten a bit too much of the curb through there, though, as he comes through the latter part of sector 2. Maybe a bit wide there and a bit of a squirm on exit as well. Well, it looked like a squirm, but maybe it was an intentional little slide over to the other side, because it did work out well for him by the looks of it. As he hits the curb! Oh no, that's always going to happen. You cannot hit that curb there. Otherwise, that is going to happen 10 times out of 10. So, Plebs is going to have to go again. Who have we got? Is this Avi coming to the end of a lap? Yes, it is. In the Red Bull. The Red Bull's leading the constructors, I believe, but Avi has gone into the pits, so obviously he wasn't happy with that lap. His teammate Amir, the championship, the reigning champion, goes into P2 with a 10.6. That's much more like it. Still 6 tenths off Ayrton, but much, much more like it. Hello, Lifeboat. Welcome in. Welcome to the stream. here in ESRL. Is this ERAPL coming up to the line? There's an Alfa Romeo. Is that Major De Sola? Yes, it is, but he's not on a lap. He's going to be going again. Is this DMV Assassin coming up to the line? But he's down on his previous time. So Moti Peretz is on an out lap. So we'll ride on board with ERAPL because he is the next person on a lap. And he comes. He's currently sitting in P5 and 11.2. I'm sure he's going to be hoping to break the 1 minute 11 barrier, but not on this lap because he's going slowly. So must have made a mistake in the early part of the track. Amir is not going again. This is Plevs on another lap. I think it is. No, it's not. Oh, he's lost his front wing, in fact. So Plevs, another mistake from him on his second lap, and he's going to have to go out again. There's only 3 minutes left in the session. He hasn't got much time. He should have just enough time to set one more lap, as Major De Sola has a crash. Into the gravel he goes at the latter part of Sector 2. Managed to stay in top 10. That's an achievement. I hope so, Zuba. I hope so. Well, with Major crashing out like that, it's not too far-fetched. It looks like he's kept his front wing. I don't think he has any damage, so he will be able to go again on those medium tyres. It looks like he is committing to the medium strategy, the only one to do so, I think. So, be interesting to see where he ends up. Womack is about to start his lap. We've already ridden on board enough with him today. Moti Peretz, he hasn't set a lap yet, so round he comes through the final sector. A little bit wide through there, not the ideal line, but round he comes through the final sector. A bit of understeer there. Does he have damage? No, I think maybe just a little bit of a setup issue, but he comes around the final corner up to the line. It's a 13.2, which puts him down in P14, so I'm sure he's going to be going again, but we won't ride on board with him all the way. Womack is purple through Sector 1. So round he comes towards Sector 2 now. Let's have a look at Womack actually. I know he said not to look at him, but we're gonna see how he does in this Williams. Sector 2, is he going to be up again? Yes, he is. 2/10 up is Womack, so currently on pace for an 11.9. If he can nail Sector 3, it'll be better than that. I think, don't be fooled by the purple Sector 2 appearing. That's a game bug that has persisted all year long. Here comes Womack up to the line. What's the time going to be? It's going to be an 11.8, so he does improve up 4/10 from his previous lap. And up to P8 goes the Williams. NER Ayrton, though, he's on a lap, but he's invalidated, so he is not going to improve unless there's enough time left in the session. 1 minute 10. Then there should be enough time for him. There should be enough time, so he will have another lap. Major De Sola coming up to the line. Oh, and he does cross the line. 11.1 on the medium tyres. Codemaster's the GOAT as always, absolutely. So Major De Sola is going to be an interesting one to watch. Patty Pat has crashed. He was running P7, but he's crashed at turn number, I think that's turn 9, or turn 7, one of the two. But yeah, great stuff from Major De Sola, and he could be one to watch. 11.1 on the mediums into P5. He's on a different strategy, so how's that going to work out for him? We'll have to see. FC Danger fails to set a lap as he DNFs at the final corner. Let's see if we can see the stricken car. There it is. So unfortunate for him, but here's Speed Alcoholic on an out lap. NER Ayrton is starting his lap as well, as is Amir. We can't watch all of them, but Amir is down. He's a 10th down. Plevs has retired from the session, so he will start all the way down in P15. So not ideal for the Alpine at all. The tyre in the middle of the track. Yeah, it happens if a car crashes. But here comes Amir. Is he going to be up? He's still a 10th down through Sector 2, so it doesn't look like Amir is going to improve. What about Speed? He's a 10th up through Sector number 1. Here he comes through Sector 2. I'm going to ride on board with the Mercedes. Can he get anywhere near Ayrton, I wonder? But it's going to be extremely difficult to get anywhere near him, but he's going to be hoping to at least get on the front row. Amir is into the pits. He was not happy with that lap. So here comes the Mercedes. Short shifts all the way up into 4th as he comes around. I did like that. I forgot again. But anyway, here comes Speed round the final corner in the Mercedes. Ayrton does a 9.8, so no one's going to be catching him. But what can Speed do? It's a 10.7. He can't beat Amir, so Speed is going to have to settle for P3 on the grid. Ayrton nearly a second ahead of everyone else, 8 tenths. I mean, this man is absolutely running away with ESRL. No one is anywhere near the AlphaTauri. The man from Denmark rules ESRL with an iron fist at the moment, and it's going to take something special or some incredible bad or good luck to topple him. And that will be that for qualifying. Rick says last corner. Ah, yeah. It happens, man, it happens. And that will be that for qualifying. NER Ayrton on pole position by nearly 8 tenths of a second from the reigning champion Amir in the Red Bull. Speed Alcoholic P3 in the Mercedes. With Avi in P4. Major in P5 on the mediums. Keep an eye on him. Apple in P6 in the Haas. His fellow Dutchman Rick in P7. Then Patty Pat P8. Womax P9. Neil gets into P10 in the end. Zuba just falls out the top 10, but he is strategic pole position in P11. DMV Assassin P12 in the Ferrari. And then Ted Moti Peretz Plevs in P15. He'll be very unhappy with that. And FC Danger, unable to set a lap, will round off the grid in P16. Major did 5 laps with those mediums, so I don't know if it's going to be that good. Yeah, exactly. But he committed himself. He committed himself to the medium strategy. So we'll have to see how it works out for him. He is going to have to go quite a way on those mediums to take advantage, though. Four tenths on the final corner. Did you just clip the curb? Very, very easy to do. So, Fernando, I have been thinking about it. The other thing with the pit for softs was that I had the 5-second penalty, and I think that was what compelled me. I think I would have pitted if I didn't have the unjust penalty, because I knew that penalty was going to be removed by the stewards. But so I felt like if I pitted and lost that 5 seconds, then I would have lost another couple of positions, and it could easily have cost me. And it is Jeddah, so you know, extra people to overtake is always risky. So I still think I made the right decision at the time, despite what happened with Speed. I think pitting would have been too much risk for me in that particular situation. I always prefer staying out in those kinds of situations anyway. I prefer track position most of the time. So I'm still happy with my strategic choice. The thing that cost me with the race was hitting the wall. Yeah, curb. Ah, unlucky. But when we come for the formation lap, I'm just gonna stick details on. There we go. Oh, let's have a look at tyres. So, Major obviously on the mediums. DMV Assassin, Plevs and FC Danger have also all opted for the mediums. So they're going to be hoping that there's not an early safety car, because that would really not work out very well for them at all. They'd lose all the advantage that they might otherwise have gained, if at all. But if it works, it works. Ayrton lines up to the grid to his deserved pole position, 8/10 clear of everyone else. Can he hold it in the race? Can Amir jump him at the start? It all remains to be seen. Why did I get 5 seconds? I will send you the clip after this race. Remind me. Yeah, I agree. I wanted the track position, and the 5-second penalty was the sort of the nail in the coffin to the decision that I made. But anyway, ESRL. Here we go, commentating on the Netherlands Grand Prix. Well, the Dutch Grand Prix. 5 red lights. And we're away. Amir gets an extremely slow start and loses out hugely. Sorry, that's Avi, not Amir. Ayrton gets a good start. Patty Pat's retired already. Amir down the inside. Speed goes round the outside, all the way round. There's a McLaren out. Everything's happening. Moti Peretz has retired. 2 retirements already, and we've got a safety car. Well, that saves my voice, at least. Ayrton stays ahead. Speed Alcoholic goes all the way around Amir at turn 1 and gets into P2. But we had Avi getting a terrible start, and that might have caused carnage behind. Patty Pat DNF'd almost immediately. You can see his car, the dot, as well as Neil's car on the main straight. They've just disappeared now. Moti Peretz's car, I think, was in a similar place. So I think Avi's poor start may have really caused carnage there. But the safety car is now out. Rick is down to P13. I think he must have been the McLaren that we saw spinning out. So he'll be glad to see a safety car at least, but he will be, shall we say, upset that the race has not started well for him once again. 9 places for Plevs. Well pointed out. Plevs up into P6 already, but what is that penalty? What is that penalty for Plevs? It's going to be... I'm sure it's detail. Yeah, it is detail. It's a 5-second penalty, so he must have hit someone under the safety car or something. He's into the pits, off of those mediums already, so we'll have to see what tyres he goes on. So all those places he gained are gone again. He's gone onto the hard, so he's going to be looking to go to the end, but he is going to have to serve this 5-second penalty in the pits, and that's going to cost him at least another place. Out he comes on the hard tyres, and yeah, he's behind Womax now. So is Plevs trying to go to the end on the hards? It's a risky call. There's the predicted pit stop strategy. So the game reckons that you need to go onto the hards. So I reckon if the game thinks to go on the hards there, I seem to remember this track as soft medium, so I think he can get to the hards to the end. But is it going to be worth it? That's the interesting call. I hate hards so much on this game. Yeah, they're pretty horrible on some tracks. This one included. They are pretty horrible to drive on. The safety car is out, so I'm going to take a quick drink. And I'm sort of glad the safety car came out, because there was so much happening. Couldn't keep up with all of it. But it is Ayrton who leads us with Speed Alcoholic into P2 at turn 1 with that fantastic move all the way around the outside of Amir. So he is sitting just behind Ayrton at the moment, with Major up into P4 on those mediums. So his alternate strategy is working pretty well so far. He's already made up a place, and we'll have to watch to see if he can charge his way up the grid, maybe to a podium finish. It's certainly looking good at the moment for him. I don't want to jinx him too much. Ted is also running well in P7. Rick is in P9. He's recovered after everyone else pitted, of course. Of course, everyone except Plevs is going to have to stop again. There's no way the mediums go 33 laps. 34 laps. So can Plevs get those hards to work well for him? That's the question. Safety car should be in this lap. So, soft medium or medium soft right? Yeah, it should be. It should be. That's the ideal strategy anyway, without safety cars and all sorts of shenanigans. But anyway, while the safety car's out, it's just about to come in. But any predictions in chat for the podium, the eventual podium? As I say, safety car's in this lap, so as my fellow co-commentator Sumo always says, Ayrton becomes the effective safety car, and he will lead the field through the final sector. It's his choice when to go. When is he going to punch it? No one can overtake until the start-finish line. So is Ayrton going to be able to catch them out? He caught people out really, really well in last week's race at safety car restarts. Made some fantastic getaways and really caught the following car out. He's done it again as well. Ayrton already 7/10 to Speed. He's completely caught him napping, and Speed loses out massively. There's a battle going on behind. Major and Apple side by side into turn 1. Apple all the way around the outside of the Alfa Romeo. The superior grip of the softs helping him. They're still side by side into there. Oh my word, into turn 4. Major just about manages to keep the position, no contact. Great racing between those two. Avi is retired from the session, it looks like, at turn number 4. And it's a very easy place to lose the car. There's no safety car showing at the moment. Speed is staying with Ayrton for now, but Amir has lost out at the moment. No moves at the moment from anyone going into Sector 2, as so there shouldn't be. Unless someone makes a mistake. Womack's right up the backside of this Ferrari DMV Assassin. They're both on the mediums. They've both come in for a pit stop. Can Womack's take advantage? He's using the ERS and has a look to the inside, but doesn't send it. Just makes the Ferrari think a little bit. But he's going to be looking to definitely make the pass into turn 1, Womack's. Needs a good exit here. He got a bit wide there. I think that might have been a track limits warning. Ayrton sets the fastest lap, and already that gap to Speed is nearly over a second. Here comes Womack's in the Williams. This is the closest battle at the moment, but Womack's can't make a move into turn 1 as of yet. No DRS enabled yet, of course. It'll still be another couple of laps after the safety cars come in. I'm going to say Ayrton, Speed, and Major De Sola. That's an interesting call as Apple gets past Major De Sola through the banked left-hander. That must have been a great move from the Haas. It didn't quite catch it because it didn't look like there was going to be any moves made at the front. The gaps didn't look close enough, but Apple has made it work, and already look how much time they've lost to the top 3. 2.5 seconds. With Major struggling on those mediums at the start of this race, predictably. Rick gets past his teammate Ted as here comes Womack's again on the Ferrari. Can he make a move again? No, he just sort of makes the Ferrari think a bit, but doesn't have the speed, the overarching pace to make a move into that corner, and Plevs is just watching and waiting behind on those hards as well. Ayrton sets the fastest lap again. The gap is already 2 seconds. I don't think he's going to be caught today. Here comes Amir, maybe down the inside. DRS is enabled, but it won't be on the main straight until the next lap. As Plevs gets past Womack's into turn 1, so Womack's assault on the Ferrari is over for now, as he now has a car between them. Plevs charging up the field on those hard tyres. He's doing really well. He's clearly got a lot of pace, and he's going to go down the inside of the Ferrari. In fact, there's nearly contact between them, and now the Ferrari spins, and Womack's has to take avoiding action. And, well, that was always going to happen, really. Side by side into there with one car sort of halfway alongside. It was always going to happen. There's always going to be contact and perhaps an incident, and the Ferrari has come off worse. DMV Assassin all the way to the back now, but Major has kept up with Apple. The Haas has not been able to get away. He hasn't been able to get off after those top 3, so Major sticks with him on those mediums. Ted is the first to get a track limits penalty and goes Goes off the track, in fact, and hits the grass yet again as he has another little spin. Eat Apple has gone off as well. He's lost his front wing at the penultimate corner. It seems very easy place to lose at the same place Rick lost it in qualifying. Hits the wall on entry as well. So not ideal for him. He was just coming back. Well, he was just trying to come back on those top three, but was losing out and now has lost out even more. Amir right behind Speed as well. I'm trying to keep an eye on all the battles, but it's very difficult. There's a lot going on track at the moment. Rick is right behind Zuba. The Dutchman in the McLaren at his home race. Can he recover after an abysmal start? He's up into P6 already and chasing after that P5 position. We've got yellow flags. That's Ted, who's retired in Sector 2. There's the stricken McLaren. Is that going to be a safety car? Doesn't look like it. The stewards have decided, or the race director has decided, that that car is not in a dangerous position, which is an interesting decision from Michael Massey, it's safe to say. Not the first interesting decision that he's ever made. Pat has left the session already, but here comes Amir for P2 on Speed Alcoholic. Speed goes defensive, but then comes back when he realizes Amir's too far back. But Rick is going to make the move on Zuba. He hasn't got much ERS left, but Zuba's got plenty left, but he lets the McLaren go. Obviously, Zuba unaware that that Rick is running low on ERS, and the McLaren gets through to P5. Or maybe Zuba just didn't want to defend. He knew the McLaren was faster, and just decided, you know what, go off with your own race, I'll have mine. And try and stick with you, but not the end of the world if I can't. Yeah, Michael Massey, the race director on this game, he is. Womax is sticking with Plev, so those hard tyres not quite able to get away from the Williams, but Womax unable to really make a move on the Alpine. See, it's sort of that range where you're too far back to really make a move, but you're just close enough to stick with the car ahead. That's sort of where those two are at the moment. And Amir is losing time to Speed all the time at the moment. 0.8, it's gone back to 0.7. Obviously with the DRS he's going to close back up again, but Speed is doing well to try and break out that 1 second range just before the DRS. He's nearly he nearly did it on that previous lap, so he's going to be able to do it this lap. It's already back up to half a second. Womax again unable to make a move, as I said. Only 11 cars left in the race, by the way. We've got 5 DNFs already here at Zandvoort, which is not the way we wanted to go. We had 3 DNFs on lap 1, of course, which is not exactly ideal. Speed Alcoholic not able to pull away from Amir, so the Red Bull's going to have DRS in towards here, and Speed goes very wide, takes a different line to Amir, and Amir in fact has to brake to not hit the Mercedes. A bit caught out by the different line that Speed took, and then gets very deep on the entry to the corner after the DRS straight there, so loses out hugely on in time-wise there, and Speed gets a much better exit as well. He's going to have the DRS, the Red Bull, so he is going to stick with the Mercedes for now, but it looks like Speed is better in that that final sector. So is he going to be able to pull enough of a gap? Well, it remains to be seen. They're both still on softs, which can go a little bit longer. They can go to around lap 14, 15 if you stretch them maybe a tiny bit further, but no more than that. We know Speed Alcoholic is the king of tyre saving, so whenever he comes in is usually when the tyres are properly gone. As he gets on the grass a bit there, so he would have lost a bit of time to the Red Bull. We've still got Zuba sticking with the McLaren of Rick, so Rick not able to pull a gap as of yet. Same with Womax and Plev, so those two pairs of drivers still within range of each other. There's a bit of a glitch on the timing screens there. I think that was because of Ted leaving the session. But here comes Amir. He's still, again, look at how much he loses through those last few corners. He was 4 tenths behind, and now it's gone up to 7. So just unable to be close enough to make a move. He's still got all of the battery left, 85%. Speed's got 65%. So it's a close battle between these two. They seem pretty equal on pace. Maybe Speed a little bit of an advantage on race pace as Zuber gets past Rick round the outside of turn 1. A hard move to make. They're still going to be side by side as they come through, and it's Rick who takes back the position. Oh, that was very close there. Could have gone all sorts of wrong side by side through turn number 3, but they managed to keep it clean. But now this is allowing Plevs and Womax to close up. Womax still just about managing to keep with Plevs, but it's just about going above 1 second now. It's sort of teetering on that edge. Is Womax going to be able to have the DRS? We'll have to see, but is Plevs going to have the DRS is the bigger question. Around the corner he comes. DRS detection point was just as they came around the corner there, so Plevs does have it. Womax doesn't, so Womax didn't get the DRS. And he's going to lose out possibly, but he should be able to catch back up once Plevs catches Rick and Zuber, if he does. Ayrton sets another fastest lap on 11 lap old softs, which is just, I mean, okay. But here is the race between these two. P2 is the position they're fighting for as Amir goes down the inside, but Speed brakes incredibly late all the way around the outside and keeps the position for now. Mounts the curb just about manages to keep it on track, but great late braking from Speed to keep that position. Zuber just behind Rick as well as Plevs catches up to them. Ayrton gone clear. He was clear a long time ago, mate. I don't think he's going to be caught today. He was catchable as Major is retired from the session. Oh no, you can see the stricken Alfa Romeo there. That's another safety car. So there goes Ayrton's lead. 8 seconds was the gap at the time of the safety car. So Ayrton's lead extinguished, and we will see all the soft runners come into the pits, I'm sure, for the medium tyres on this lap now. It's perfect timing for the soft runners. So the safety car is out. Ayrton should come into the pits now, I think. Yeah, in he comes. As should Speed, Amir, Rick and Zuber. But will the others come in? That's a good question. There goes my prediction. Yeah, there goes your prediction, Lifebout. Major just gets a bit squirmy at turn 9 and bins it into the wall. Speed Alcoholic out on the mediums. Amir goes onto the hard tyres, so Amir not confident the mediums will make it to the end. I don't think that's the right call. I really don't think that's the right call from Amir. Zuber's gone onto the mediums as well. Everyone else onto the medium tyre. Plevs is in as well, double stacking with his teammate. Onto the mediums he goes. Womax onto the softs. I assume that's a mistake or a game bug. I assume he selected the mediums or hards, but it's put him on the softs because that does happen sometimes. It does seem to be a kind of nonsensical decision, unless he's banking on another safety car, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one from Womax. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that it was the game put him on softs and he didn't want to go on the softs. But he's going to have to deal with it now. He's going to have to hope for another safety car to come out at some point. 10 runners left in this race now, as we will catch up to the safety car. So Ayrton leads very, very comfortably indeed, at least before the safety car. He was looking unstoppable, and to be honest, he still looks unstoppable. I really can't see Speed making any challenge on him at the safety car restart. He's so clever with where he puts the throttle down. Always manages to catch out the car behind. And yeah, I really can't see Ayrton losing this race. Is one stop faster in Spain? Yes. You need to, in Spain, the optimum strategy is medium hard. So there you go, some quick tip from Ghost for you for tier 2 next week. But I mean, it's totally understandable if you're not confident with qualifying on mediums, because it is tricky psychologically to qualify on mediums because you're sort of committing to being slower than everyone else, if you see what I mean. So it can be tricky in that sense, but in theory the best strategy, as far as I'm aware, is medium hard in Spain. So Amir on the hards, I think he's gonna have come out and seen everyone else in mediums and thought, oh, have I not made the right call here? Because those hards are going to be horrible to drive on these first few laps. Especially at the safety car restart, they're going to be very cold and difficult to get up to temperature. Safety car is in this lap, so game deciding DMV Assassin has caught up just enough. And we're about to get underway. NER Ayrton looking to catch out speed once again. He's looking to make it 3 wins from 3 in ESRL, which would put him so far ahead in the championship. Here they come. When's he going to punch it? He punched it around here last time, but he's kept it going this time. He's letting them wait, and now he's gone. He's caught speed out yet again. He's done it again. How does he do it? Every single time Ayrton catches out the car behind, and we're going to have a bit of a battle towards turn 1 here. No overtakes made before the line, but it's very close. 3 wide into turn 1. Plevs brakes extremely late and hits the back of the McLaren of Rick. Round they come. They're still side by side. The 2 Alpines. Zuba around the outside, but Plevs makes it work down the inside, and no contact between the two other than maybe a little tap to the back of Rick. FC Danger has lost it at the banked left-hander, which again very easy to do, especially on a safety car restart. But Womack's down to P7 now. Zuba and Plevs doing well for Alpine in P5 and 6, but Plevs is the one to watch. He is looking very fast on race pace. Didn't have the qualifying he wanted. Danger has retired from the session. Maybe another crash. Maybe just a bit fed up. But we can't say from the commentary box. We do have another VSC, so no full course safety car. Thank the Lord. Speed has kept with Ayrton. Interestingly, though. Just within a second of him at the onset of the VSC, with Amir way down, those hards really struggling to stay on track with the top 2. Is anyone going to get a drive-through? Because those gaps have decreased quite a lot there. As FC Danger leaves the session, unfortunate for him, we've got 7 retirements from this race now. Only 9 cars left on track. Amir has to slow down to avoid getting a drive-through. Comes to the VSC, but it should be over pretty soon, I would have thought. 4 seconds is the gap to speed now. He's way out of range. He was in a titanic battle with the Mercedes before the safety car, but it's all gone wrong. A wrong strategy call, and now he finds himself 4 seconds back and under pressure from Rick as the VSC goes away. So we're back under green flag racing. Can Rick make a move on the struggling Red Bull? Those hard tyres are going to be difficult to defend with, as the Dutchman is going to try and make his way through. Plevs as well is going to be hungry to get that podium after a abysmal qualifying. He has really recovered well in this race. Speed Alcoholic staying with Ayrton for now. I don't know how much of that is ERS based or but we'll have to find out. Here comes Rick, but here comes Plevs as well. It's going to be a 3-way battle into turn 1. Perhaps is Plevs going to go for a dive into turn 1? He brakes very late in comparison to the McLaren. Doesn't quite hit the back of him, thankfully, but has to settle just behind. Zuba has lost time to these two, and he's under pressure from Womax and Eat Apple just behind in the Haas. DMV Assassin racing his own race. But here comes Womax trying to find a way through. He's much better on those softs at the moment, but of course they're going to deteriorate quite quickly in comparison to the mediums, as Rick still looking for a way past this Red Bull. Chris, are you FC Danger, mate, or are you Major De Sola? I think you're Major De Sola, aren't you? What happened, man? You were running so well, and then it just saw you in the wall. But Rick still piling the pressure on this Red Bull. He's not fazed by the reigning champion. He can smell blood. It's his home Grand Prix. He's going to want to get that podium. But he's got Plevs sniffing right behind. Ayrton sets the fastest lap and again is now out of the 1 second range of Speed Alcoholic. Rick has the DRS but isn't going to be able to make a move as Womack makes the move on Zuber. Finally all the way around the outside. Zuber with nothing to say about that. And Womack gets through on those better tyres, but he is going to have to pit again, the Williams. So how much is it really going to help? Here comes Rick. He's still just behind this Red Bull. Can he make a move? He's got so much more grip on those mediums, but there's just no place to overtake at the moment. Plevs is watching and waiting as well, hoping for something to happen between these two maybe, because it's so difficult to get past if you're the last car in a train around here. Maybe he's going to make a move into here, no, but a few different lines being taken there. It's always interesting to see the lines through that particular corner, because you can take so many different lines and none of them are wrong. Here comes the McLaren. He's going to have DRS. We've got to watch Eat Apple on Zuber as well at the back, because he's going to be looking to make a move. But here comes Rick. He's very close to the Red Bull. He's got the ERS. Amir's using his as well. They're about equal on battery usage. Here comes the McLaren with the DRS. Plevs is just behind as well. Down the inside goes Rick. He finds the space. There's contact between the two. Amir has a little bit of a slide but keeps the car on track, but loses the position to Plevs in the process. So Amir down to P5, and those hard tyres really making life difficult for him. And he's going to find himself vulnerable to Womack pretty soon as well. But Rick up into the podium positions. Laptop ran out of battery because it got unplugged. Oh no! Press continue on the controller and gone straight into the wall. Oh, disaster. Oh, it always sucks when you lose what looks like a really good race because of a technical failure. I know the feeling, trust me. But here comes Plevs on Rick, looking to break the Dutch hearts. The Alpine, he's right behind the McLaren. He's within range of an overtake. He's got more ERS in the tank as well. He's got the DRS. Amir's too far behind. Here comes the Alpine all the way around the outside, done well before the corner, and Rick is not going to have anything to say about that at all. Plevs into the top three as Eat Apple side by side with Zuber at the back as well. Eat Apple gets through, so the Haas up into P7. And Zuber going to be trying to chase and make sure he can stay with these guys. Still running well in P8 at the moment. And, I mean, DMV Assassin, you know, he may be P9, or rather, he may be technically last, but he's ahead of 7 other drivers at the end of the day. Doesn't matter how you finish. If you finish, you're going to score more points than the people who don't. And that's sometimes all you need to do in motor racing. P2 was possible. It absolutely was, mate. I thought you were going fantastically. You were really looking fast on those mediums, and yeah, just it happens. It happens. Hopefully, we can have a good race on Sunday in the APPF1 Elite to make up for it. But anyway, Ian Apple right behind Womack still. Well, he's overtaken Zuber, and now he's got Womack in his sights. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. Eat Apple breaks much later than the Williams, but not quite close enough to make a move yet. Amir is struggling. He is losing time to the cars ahead. Not too much. He's still within DRS of Rick, but I don't think it's going to be for much longer. The McLaren just sort of teetering on that 1 second gap. But Womack is going to be trying to catch as well. Eat Apple as well on those mediums, because Womack is going to be starting to struggle now on those softs compared to the medium runners. The next few laps are going to be tough for the Williams driver. But Eat Apple has the DRS. Not able to make a move. Nope, not quite. I mean, you need to be so close to be able to make a move into that particular corner. The DRS kind of just helps you out to stick with the car ahead through there, rather than being an overtaking tool. But anyway, we'll ride on board with Amir, because I'm going to eat my words. He's right behind Rick. Look at the pace he's got on the McLaren. He soars around the outside well before the corner, but Rick brakes really late round the outside. There's a battle going on behind as well, but these two side by side, still side by side. There's a bit of contact, bit of wheel banging between them as Amir goes deep and hits the wall and goes back on the track and hits Rick as well. And that's going to invite Eared Apple down the inside. Rick loses 3 positions in 2 corners. As Womax is going to be side by side as well. Rick stays ahead just about in the McLaren, but Eat Apple up to P4. We've got yellow flags. Major De Solo has left the session. I'm not sure what happened with the yellow flags. We've got carnage behind. Womax makes the move, maybe on Zuba. Sorry, the other way round. Zuba trying to make a move on Womax. Down the inside he goes, at a place where you don't usually overtake. Side by side between all of these cars at the moment, as they're still side by side coming up to the DRS, but Womax has to lose the position now. It doesn't look like any of them have any damage from the contact, but Plebs brakes very late and goes into the back of Rick. I don't know if he'll have damage from that, but he looks okay at the moment. All of these 4 cars look okay, which is good, which is really good. After some carnage like that, it's good to see none of them have any damage, although Womax, I'm not sure, he may have damage as Emir comes into the pits. Either he's given up on those hards or he did in fact have damage. Here comes Zuba around the outside of Rick. Eat Apple has checked out. He is gone 3 seconds up the road already from this pack, and Zuba gets ahead of the McLaren. A lot of action in not much time there, but looks like it's all calmed down now. Womax and Amir both into the pits for the soft, so maybe both of them did have damage, which is a huge shame. But absolutely crazy action there. I think Rick might have a bit of damage as well. He's struggling to stay with the Alpine of Zuba, but I'd be surprised to see him come in, because I think he's just going to want to secure this position now, or at least hope for a safety car. Yeah, he's definitely got damage. He's losing time to Zuba, so that contact, unfortunately, not helping Rick in the slightest, giving damage to the McLaren. Are we going to see him come in? He'll know he has damage. He'll be able to feel it from the understeer, and he'll be able to see it from the gap extending more than he thinks. He's not come in, so he has decided to stick it out and hope that he can keep those soft runners behind. But 13 seconds, well, 18 seconds it is to Womax. I reckon on those softs, Womax is going to catch him 2 seconds a lap, at least to begin with. There's 13 laps left. I think Rick could be in trouble here. We've got yellow flags through Sector 2, though. It's Speed Alcoholic into the wall. The Mercedes makes a mistake, the South African into the wall. Down to P6 he goes. He's surely going to have damage, surely going to come into the pits. Yeah, he's lost his front right end plate. So Speed Alcoholic with a mistake. A rare mistake from the Mercedes. And into the pits he is going to come for a new front wing. He's going to lose huge amounts of positions. He's going to drop all the way to the back of the grid and hope, beyond hope, for another safety car. But disaster for the Mercedes. Into the pits he is going to come, which promotes Plevs into P2. Eat Apple onto the podium. P3 he is in that Haas. Speed does come into the pits. He's going to go onto the softs and look for the fastest lap, but he gets a 5-second penalty, which is just insult to injury, really. And he's retired from the session, in fact. He's had enough. He's not going to try again. He's not going to try and get the fastest lap or get some points from this race. And yeah, he's given up. We got a purple lap. I think that was Amir setting the fastest lap there. So the Red Bull looking fast on those fresh softs. Ayrton leads by 10 seconds, 11 seconds now over Plevs, with Apple in a comfortable P3 for now, but only 8 cars left in the session. Zandvoort really proving a struggle for the ESRL drivers today. And with that, there's not really much going on. Amir's going to catch Womack soon. He's looking much faster than the Williams, but I mean, all of these guys, again, DMV Assassin, I have to come back to him in the Ferrari. He may not be the fastest car on track. He's certainly not the fastest car on track, let's be honest. But he's running in P6. He's running better than 10 drivers. We have 8 DNFs, 2 drivers who had an incident and had to pit. DMV Assassin, he is by pure merit in P6. Doesn't matter how slow you are, if you reach the checkered flag and other people don't, then you're going to score points. And you're going to score big points. And he is going to score well today. So well done to DMV Assassin. He might get caught by Womack and Amir before the end, but it will be close. And he's certainly going to be catching Rick, because Rick is struggling with that damage to his McLaren. So DMV Assassin could well find himself in the top 5 as Ayrton comes into the pit, so he wants the fastest lap. So he's going to make things exciting. He knows he's got a huge pace advantage on everyone else, but he wants that extra point for the fastest lap. So in he comes for the softs. Plevs is going to take the race lead, but there's a bit of a bug there with the pit lane. But out he comes. We've got a wobbly camera in the pit lane, which is quite funny. He comes out just behind Apple, so he's got the Haas to clear. He's not going to be happy with that. He would have wanted to come out ahead of the Haas, as DMV Assassin makes the move down the inside of the McLaren. Rick comes back at him all the way around the outside, even with the damage, and Rick takes back P5 for now, as Amir gets past Womack meanwhile as well, just behind. It was coming, and it has happened. Who's the best teammate I've ever had? That would be Vardy QTR in season 1 of APPF1 Sprints. That was one hell of a season. But NER Ayrton on the softs. Here he comes. He's 6 seconds down. There's how many laps to go? About 8 laps to go in this race, and Ayrton on the back of Apple. Sorry, 9 laps to go. Apple is going to have nothing to say about that at all. Round the outside goes Ayrton, well before the corner the move is made. And Plevs, 5.7 seconds up the road. That is the task that awaits Ayrton. And he's going to have to set the fastest lap in the process as well, which I don't think should be too much of a struggle for him. But here comes DMV Assassin round the outside of the McLaren this time. He's going a different way. Hangs it all the way around the outside on those hard tyres. Brilliant move from the Ferrari. And Rick has to tuck behind eventually. That damage just too much for the Dutchman. And that gap to Amir already down to 4 seconds. So this is really going to be a struggle for Rick to keep in the top 6, never mind the top 5. And yeah, look at that damage. Look at that understeer he got through there. You can clearly see he's got a huge amount of damage. And yeah, he's going to lose out to DMV Assassin, who finds himself in the top 5. Perfectly well deserved. Great stuff from him. Meanwhile, Amir 3 seconds behind the McLaren now. 2.7, it's coming down very fast. There is the fastest lap from Ayrton, an 11.9 on that fresh soft tyre. So Amir's extra point is gone. But he's going to be looking at least for a top 6 finish, and he might be able to catch DMV Assassin before the end as well. It will be close, I think, but he could do it. Womack could be able to get past the McLaren as well. I think Assassin is a step too far for Womack, but he might be able to get past Rick before the end. It will be close, perhaps, but I think he is going to get past the McLaren. Amir already, look at how much that damage is affecting Rick. He's really struggling to get the car around. He's going to end up finishing at least P7 here, and I think Womack is going to catch him, actually. There's too much time left in the race for Rick to really do anything here. He's going to be hoping for another safety car, but with 8 cars left in the race, I mean, it's a tall order for there to be another safety car at this point. Here comes Amir around the outside of the McLaren. He recognises that Rick has damage, maybe. And trying to take advantage of the superior downforce. But not able to do it yet. He is going to make the move into turn 1 relatively straightforwardly, I think. Oh, hi Vardy. I'm assuming you were Fernando 2012 as well. But, I mean, Season 1 was our best season, but also was it Season 4? But anyway, Amir round the outside of Rick. Rick breaks late and nearly goes into the Red Bull at turn 1, but manages to hold it. And Amir stays ahead and is going to be looking ahead to the Ferrari now. Ayrton within 2.4 seconds of Plebs already. It's going to be a huge task for Plebs to keep that AlphaTauri behind. But yeah, what was the other? It was Season 4 where we were teammates as well. That was a good season as well. But most of the time we were teammates, you couldn't make half the races. Like Season 5, Season 4 as well, to some extent. So that's why I mentioned Season 1, because that was the only season where both of us made almost all of the races. And it was a brilliant battle between us, as Womack gets past Rick already, who must have made a mistake, or maybe just let the Williams through, aware that he's got damage. And in he comes, in fact. He's going to be going onto the soft tyre. He's eventually given up the ghost. He knows he's not going to be anywhere near fighting for any position other than 8th, so he's going to go for the fastest lap, but that's going to be a very tall order to take it off NER Ayrton. But as I speak, here comes Amir on DMV Assassin in the Ferrari. Womack might be able to get him as well. I take back my words earlier, as Womack isn't that far down the road. So Assassin is going to really struggle to keep the Red Bull behind, as Amir looking to make the move as soon as he can. Might be able to make it at the end of this DRS straight, and DMV Assassin lets him by. That's very nice racing from Assassin. He knew there was no point in fighting that. That's very good sportsmanship from the Ferrari. I think he's just going to be happy to take a top 6 finish, and it could turn into a top 7 finish if Womack can catch him. It's only 3 seconds with 5 laps to go, so very, very possible for the Williams. But look at that, he's completely out of ERS, so that is gonna give him a bit of a struggle in catching that 3-second gap, but he's going to try his best. 2.7 now already, so he is catching very quickly. Is it going to be enough? We'll have to see. Talking of is it going to be enough, NER Ayrton 1.5 seconds behind Plevs now, so nearly within that DRS. 4 laps to go now at the end of this one, and Plevs is going to find it very, very difficult to hold on to this race win. But I mean, he's still going to be happy with P2, I think, if it does end up turning out that way, because he started this race in P15, don't forget, and had to pit on lap 1. So to be where he is now, fighting for a race win, he's not going to be unhappy with that at all, I don't think. Didn't know Amir was Mazepin. You choose which round I should take off TC. Next round, says Vardy. I mean, there's no time like the present, Lifebelt. It is tough. Taking off TC, it is tough. Because you've got to just break that habit of where you put the throttle down. and how quickly you put it down. We've got yellow flags in the final sector. That's Rick, who's had an off, and he's going to be into the pits again. But I'm sure he's not going to care too much. He is going to end up getting lapped, though, which is not what he would have wanted. Obviously pushing too hard for that fastest lap. Here comes Ayrton. 3 laps to go in this race now. 7 tenths behind the Alpine. Plevs is going to fight this. He's not going to make it easy for Ayrton. It was Ayrton's decision to go for that fastest, extra fastest lap point. It was his call and his call alone. And he may end up paying for it. Rick says oops. If Plevs can keep him behind, then Ayrton will have lost out, because of course the point system in ESRL, there's a big gap between the points you get for P1 and the points you get for P2. But Plevs, look at that, look at the ERS difference. Plevs on 30%, Ayrton on 85%. So I can't see any other outcome. There's going to be 2 laps to go at the end of this one, but Plevs just nothing to defend with. No tyres, no ERS, gets on the curb already, loses out in terms of the speed, the exit on the corner. Here comes Ayrton round the outside. Very, very simple move for the lead. And Plevs just pushing too hard to get that exit he needed from the last corner to be able to put up a fight. And lost out even more in the end. But I think he'll still be happy with P2 from this race, Plevs. From where he started and having to fight back and having to pit on lap 1, it was looking like it was all over for him. He had a fantastic start and then just obviously had some damage or something, so had to pit again. Maybe it was strategic, who knows, but he's sticking with the AlphaTauri for now, but I'd be surprised if he was able to make a move into turn 1. Driver of the day. Driver of the day. Well, it's difficult not to go with Ayrton because he's just so much faster than, than the whole field today, but I think Plevs has got to be up there for sure for driver of the day. I think any of the top 4 could have an argument to be in the conversation for driver of the day. ESRL, fantastic comeback from him as well, up into the podium and never looked back. Some great moves from the Haas as well. Good clean racing from him. Took advantage of the carnage that happened behind him. And extended his gap and then didn't look back. Zuber has driven so well as well. P4 it looks like it's going to be for him. He's a long way back from the top 3, but all he's done is gotten the car to this point, and he's taken advantage of everyone else making mistakes. Finds himself in P4. Amir's 2.4 behind, but he's not close enough to be able to get through. Womax is just behind Assassin though, so is he going to be able to get himself into P6 before the end? Neither of them have got any ERS left, so it's going to be a straight fight on downforce, tyre life and driver skill between the two. Who is going to make it work? But I have to switch over to Ayrton because he wins the Dutch Grand Prix and sets the fastest lap on the last lap as well, just to rub it in. The Dane makes it 3 wins out of 3. Plevs finishes P2. ESRL a really nice P3 for the Haas driver. Zuber P4. But I've got to cut back to Womax because is he going to be able to make a move? He's going to have the DRS up to the line. It could be a fight up to the line, but Assassin gets a much better exit. So Womax is going to be 6 tenths behind. It's going to be 5 tenths by the time they reach the end of the final corner. I don't think Womax has enough. He doesn't have the DRS. He doesn't have enough. So DMV Assassin just about holds on to P6. Womax not quite enough to be able to pass him in the end. Amir gets my vote, took out 3 cars a lap and still finished in the top 5. I will not be commenting on that. I will leave that to the ESRL stewards. But congratulations to all the finishers of what was a very, very tough race. All 8 finishers deserve their points today. But it's all about NER Ayrton. An 11.6 is his fastest lap. He gets the extra bonus point and takes his 3rd win on the trot. Can anyone stop the AlphaTauri? We'll have to wait and see. There's a long way to go yet. Plevs in P2, the Australian, another good race for him from nearly the back of the grid, so he'll be very happy to be there. Eat Apple P3, Zuba P4, very good result for him. Amir P5 in the end. DMV Assassin, a wonderful P6, he'll be happy with that. Wumax P7, Rick down in P8, a lap down, but manages to finish the race. Speed Alcoholic, FC Danger, Major Desola, Ted, Avi, Neil, Patty Pat, and Moti Peretz all fail to finish the race, unfortunately. You know what, Rick? I'm gonna annoy everyone and give driver of the day to everyone that finished, because that was an incredibly difficult race. Clearly. So I think everyone that finished at least deserves a pat on the back to for getting their points. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this stream of ESRL, the Dutch Grand Prix. It's been fun to commentate on, and it's been fun to watch. And I hope you enjoyed watching as well. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. And we'll be back next week for... Where are we? We will be in France next week, so very open track, lots of overtakes. There should be lots of good action. Tough track with no line, actually, so I'm sure that will mean Ayrton will be well clear again, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, I will see you all next time for the next ESRL race in Season 2. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.